Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to In the Moment Sports Cards, episode 17. My name is James Hummel for the May 9th, 2021. A little bit later than usual. I'm not live at 3 p.m. Eastern, obviously, today. It's Mother's Day, my wife's birthday, so doing some things. And this is actually going to be a bit of a shorter episode, probably. I got a good stack of cards to show off. I don't have my usual PowerPoint slides put together, having some technical issues there, but we'll muddle through, show some things off. So let's get started. Like I said, good stack of cards came in this week. Lots Panini. Start off, we finally got our UFC cards up. These were the cards that were the lead up to the UFC event, UFC number 261. So these were the pre-fight cards. This is Zhang Weili. These print runs were actually higher than expected, 849. And you'll see what I mean when I say that these were higher than expected. These came in pretty quickly. I got to say, Panini's really been on top of getting these cards out. This was Rose, and this print run was 684. Valentina Shevchenko. Oh man, I'm butchering these names. That print run was 748. We've got Jessica Andrade. Someone's calling me here. And that print run was 506. We've got Kamura Usman. This was a fairly big fighter, I believe. And that was print run of 796. And then lastly, Masvidal. And that one was also 689. So healthy print runs on these pre-fight cards. You know, first in the set, lowest print run really was the Jessica at 506. Yeah. So that being said, those were the first 6 cards. The post-fight cards came. And they came in relatively quickly. And the print runs were considerably lower, half. This one, 210. So, you know, healthy print runs, but smaller than expected. This is the first Rose card. You know, kind of an action shot. I like that. And 262. Now, surprisingly, the championship or the Herb receiving the belt, this one was definitely the more popular one. That was a print run of 342. And then lastly, Usman. Whoops. Good action shot there. Let me get my finger out of the way. Good action shot after him winning. And that was a print run of 342, actually matching the Rose card of 342. So, interesting to say the least. Print runs, a little bit higher than basketball. So, you know, for some of the regular print run cards. But yeah, it's a bit of an interesting situation in terms of we'll see if they're able to keep up the print runs. There was one other card that I think I showed off last week that came out. We'll see what those print runs are in the next little while. Probably get those in a couple of weeks. Moving over to basketball, of course, we got LaMelo. Plenty of LaMelo. This was his Eastern rookie. Oh, this was an old one. Oh, actually, no. I don't think I showed that one off. That one was a healthy print run of 1,300. Anthony Edwards, showed off that one before. That was a print run of only 800. James Wiseman, rookie. Good print run of 351. Jason Tatum. Now we're getting to some of the lower print runs for some of the veteran players. 114. Zion's also, you know, he's still seeing a lot of attention. That one was out of 186. Malachi Flynn, Raptors, 155. I want to say I showed this one off already, but oh well. Isaiah Stewart, rookie, really good short print of only 91. Paul Watson Jr. of the Raptors. Rookie card. This one was higher than expected, especially for the earlier Malachi Flynn, but I guess he's maybe a up-and-coming player, 382. So healthy print run there. Steph Curry, low for good stuff, only 103. Devon Vassell rookie card. And I think this is the first we've seen from him, and this was only 82. Julius Randle, veteran player, and that was only 87. Bam Adebayo. This was extremely low, 61. And lastly, another Steph Curry card. This one was what? Curry continues to rewrite record book. And that was out of 154. So lots of Panini cards, like I said, lots of them. So got to get those out, distributed to people that purchased them. And then we move over to Topps, and finally got some Topps baseball from this year so far. We've got some the first turn back the clock card of the season, Duke Snider. Did not get any parallels with this, unfortunately, but that's okay because I got a couple of doozies coming up. Whoops. Larry Walker, good Canadian boy. So of course, I had to get that one. And finally, ended up with a Griffey, number 10 in the set. Moving over to regular season, what do we got here? We've got Bo Bichette. Good action shot. And this was century mark in historic fashion. So 100th hit, 100 career hits. Pretty good for, less than 2 seasons. Vlad Jr., first home run in Dunedin history. I showed that one off in probably my slides from beginning of the month or beginning of April. And then I ended up ordering the 4-pack Around Card 100, and I'll explain to you why. There's, again, which is fine because I like this shot. Joe Musgrove with new career high of 13 strikeouts. But the reason I got it because the checklist. Again, if you, as I've mentioned before, when they get to the 100th, each 100th card's 100, 200, 300, 400, they produce the checklist. And the only way to get the checklist is if you buy the bundle for that particular day, where they get to the 100, 200, 300th card. But that was out of a 4-pack. That was only 3 cards plus this. Why is that? Because, boom, I had a parallel of Paul DeYoung out of 49, 12 out of 49. Missed the jersey number by 1. And finally, this is definitely the biggest card that arrived this week. The Bo Bichette. And this is why I'm buying like a 5-pack of the Jays, just to see if I can get a parallel out of 10. Like that one a lot. So that's the mail for the week. Some good stuff. Hopefully we'll get some. I forgot the F1. I got the F1 cards number 2. So I'll show that next week because hopefully I'll get card number 3. So instead of showing my PowerPoint slides, what I've done is I've pulled up some cards that came out this past week. No baseball, way too many. But let me show you some of the Upper Deck and other Topps Now cards. So let me share this. Say hey kid. Let's see. Why can't I show? Oh, wait. Let me show these couple of comments here. Sorry. Say hey kid. Hey, I choose you over the Yanks and Nationals. Thank you, Say Hey Kid, because it is the Yankees. And the Bo, yes, definitely a great hit. Happy with this card. I'm always happy when I get a parallel, especially the Blue Jays. So yeah, happy with those. Okay, let me share my screen here. We're going to share this. So start off with the Upper Deck e-pack cards, game dated cards. So we had 4 from this past week. As usual, you know, it was a challenge because there were a few rookie cards that came out. So one being Valeno. Yeah, it was touch and go. Wasn't too sure if I was going to make it. I ended up getting them, no problem. Byfield, again, his debut card. The Caulfield, apparently he's a good Ontario boy here in our province of Ontario. Again, he scores his first NHL goal. Nice shot, good action shot. And then to round out the cards was this Ryan Miller, his final start in front of the home fans. And I actually saw a nice little video this morning from his last game, and he was giving his parents a hug. And yeah, it was an emotional moment, obviously. Just one comment here. Nice to make you chuckle. Yeah, hey, listen, life's too serious these days. You gotta laugh, right? So, outside of the 4 regular issued cards, they also released the April Rookie of the Month, Jason Robertson. Don't know if he was that big of a name, but still was able to get a couple of those because I am buying 2 of each. And then just to stay with Upper Deck, one of the other things kind of interesting, and I believe they've done this for a couple of seasons or a couple of years at least. They've done these Overwatch, which is obviously a video game if you're not aware of it. They do cards for tournaments, I guess, for Overwatch. So I ventured in and I bought a couple. I bought the 2 that they released, and I may continue to get this set because I think there's going to be some achievement cards out of them, but little interesting. I thought it was, kind of cool that they've got the graphics. If you go back and you have a look at some of the other game dated cards for video games, they do show pictures of, obviously this was pre-COVID, but when they had in-person tournaments, and you see a shot of the particular player from that game. So kind of interesting. Actually, and there's a picture of the player that this picture is based, or this card is based on. Let me see the other one. Yeah, there is. So this must be their Team Outlaws. So yeah, bit of an interesting set. Maybe we'll continue with it. Only buy a couple each and or one of each and see what turns out of it. So moving over from Upper Deck, I'm not going to show anything Panini. There wasn't actually too much this past week. There was the one UFC card from last week, and very few basketball. Way too many. NFL draft, too crazy. So moving over to Topps now, the Jeter card number 13 came out this past week, obviously on the 2nd of the month. So nice action shot because I've questioned some of the cards that they've or the photos that they've chosen for Jeter's moments, but this is a nice one to see. So we only have 2 more after this. I believe they're only going to 15 cards, thankfully. And then going over to soccer, reason I picked some of these cards, so no big rookies, no big names, no Haaland, Mbappe, etc. There are parallels for these cards, and kind of an interesting choice, this one for Man City, obviously of the coach, but they are going to have a gold 1/1, blue out of 10, and black out of 99 parallels. I did pick this one up because I'm a parallel chaser. And speaking of that, they had a few other ones. So Timo Werner for Chelsea, again, with the gold out of 1, blue out of 10, and black out of 99. Same thing with Mason Mount from Chelsea. Some other parallels. Yeah, so interesting choices. I'm sure we'll see the print runs get driven up on those particular cards. And then moving away from soccer, we did get our first 2. We did get cards number 6 and 7 from the race last weekend in Portugal. This was this card number 6, so celebrating most reoccurring podium trio of obviously Hamilton, Verstappen, and Bottas. And surprise, we got the same podium today too. I'm not really fond of this card. It's kind of an odd picture to choose, kind of boring. It was obviously during the national anthems, but at least we got a card out of it, right? But that being said, it was well balanced because the second card that they had was the Sergio Perez, and this is probably one of my favorite top now cards for Formula One. Just a really nice picture of the car. Great angle, great shot of Sergio Perez. I'm a bit of a fan of Perez. I think he's up and coming, and I think he's got a fairly healthy fan base, being from Mexico. So yeah, some nice looking cards for F1. There were obviously there was the race today. Kind of not very exciting outside of Hamilton, being passed on the first lap, and him fighting his way back to the front, and obviously winning the race. And it was more of a strategy management than anything. It wasn't he's driving a faster car, right? And they put some newer tires on him earlier, and he was obviously outpacing Verstappen and passed him. And it was like next to nothing. It was nothing for him to be able to pass him, and and went on to easily win. So we'll at least get one card, I figured, because he did get his 100th pole, Hamilton. What we get for a second card, if we get a second card, who knows? There was a couple of people that were guessing on what we could get. But yeah, those were the highlights for the week for Tops Now and Upper Deck. And again, not much for Panini. Yeah, that's all I've got for today. Like I said, it's a bit of a short episode. Please, subscribe. Hit that like button. Let me know what you like. I'll try to be here again at 3:00 next week, as long as nothing else is going crazy on in my life. But yeah, let me know what you like. Let me know what you'd like me to hear, talk about, or even showcase. Let me know what other things you'd like me to show off in my collection or talk about as part of the Tops Now program or the others. I'm always willing to listen to feedback. So for that, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think, and have a great week. Take care.